Welcome back to tonight's sad reality. We're the only reality more sad than 8 videos in a row without a single view is probably going to be my gameplay, because I did in fact play this earlier, and it was so bad that I actually died on easy mode. So, hopefully it's not going to happen. Tonight we're playing Spore. I am actually not procrastinating on getting these videos out. I'm not procrastinating, I mean I'm going on vacation in about 12 hours. That's pretty fantastic. That's peak, as they say. Why Spore? Well, you make babies, you evolve, and you become better at world. World hard, baby make world easier by strapping more needles to yourself so you're better defended, I guess. Anyways, what was I going to talk about tonight? It feels like, in a lot of cases, parents and raising their kids, like, this idea of evolution, from a scientific standpoint and all that, it doesn't really hold up in today's society. What a crazy idea, right? But where I'm going with this is, I had a friend recently who had some issues. Life wasn't so flawless, you know. And I don't think anyone's life's ever really going to be perfect. It's not like it has to be. And I feel like if it was perfect, that would take away from the experience, you know? You only get one life, so you gotta kind of live it. You gotta figure out what's going on, how to make life better and not suck so much, you know? But as part of that, stuff's gonna happen, you know? And recently I had a friend who, he had a partner, and his partner stuff didn't quite work out with him, you know? And I'm like, hey, that's fine, you know? Did you learn something from it? And he's like, well, it sucks, you know, I'm kinda mad, and I just wish I had a good ending to this, and I was like, you know what? I kinda relate to this. I think it's dumb now being a 21-year-old, because you've seen stuff like this a few times. And a new part up here is like the token. Got it. I played this game a lot when I was younger. I don't really care too much now. There's a check mark in the bottom right corner. I'm so glad my UI is shrunk into oblivion, because my desktop resolution is abysmal. So, it was like, it would be nice if there was like a good ending to it, a good resolution, and I'm like, you know, it would be. But that's not how it is always, you know? So I gave him some advice, and it was mostly just a collection of things I've learned since I'm 21 now. And a lot of it, I feel like, is kind of like general knowledge. It's just like, hey, nothing good ever lasts. People don't care as much as you want them to, and that sucks, but that's the way it is. Also, I don't know what's more optimized in this, if going the herbivore route is better, or going the carnivorous route. Because it feels like there's a lot more food available with this route. I should probably do this. I need to put some spikes on myself so that we don't die 8 million times like I did when I first tried to record this video earlier, and the video didn't want to record, it just said no. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen tonight. But hey, what do I know, it'll probably happen again anyways. Let's add a spiky boy. I would also kind of want to draw though. If I sell this, it sells for 10, but if you buy it, it buys for 10, okay. You can attack with these, I think. That's the sadness. This thing looks depressing. Got its eyes sticking off over here. Oh, I can take those off too. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Anyways, but a game like this starts simple. You've got a cell and some food, you know, and that's kind of how life starts. You don't really know too much as a child. You're just like, ooh, I want friends. Friends are good. I don't like being lonely. And then you get to be my age and you're like, I don't really care about friends anymore. I would rather be alone sometimes. Because sometimes life sucks just a little bit more than we want it to, unfortunately, and that's just the way it is, I guess. Welcome to sad reality, or that's pretty much what I'm talking about 24/7, 7 days a week, 1 hour a night, 20 minutes a night, something like that. Kill this guy, kill this guy, kill this guy, kill this guy, give me... See, I think herbivore is kind of goated if you're doing like a speedrun of this, because you can just kind of like farm these food things and just sit on this for a year and a half. Like, look how many free points I just got from all that. Also, do I need a spine to be able to pop this thing open? No, you can just do that. Okay, cool. Also, yeah, poison's kind of weird, because I learned earlier too, you can get like slightly stun locked, which is not fun at all, but it does in fact happen. And yay, now we size up again. Wow. I was actually screwing around with vector paintings earlier, or vector drawing, not painting, I guess. And it's kind of like this too, where you just like, the canvas can be infinitely sized, because you can zoom in infinitely, because at the end of the day, it's just basically a mathematical equation for this. And I was like, ooh, that's actually really cool, I like this. I started working on a drawing, something I've had in my mind for a while, and I was like, you know, I should sit down and like make this happen. And the idea is basically just like this really big stained glass window looking thing, plus the proboscis, where they can eat me and like plants as well. Damn it, sucked off to death. Anyways, but yeah, vector drawing, cool, would recommend it. Are we almost out of the cell stage already? I swear last time I did this it took me like 15 minutes, but now because you just spam herbivore stuff, it goes so much faster, it's crazy. These guys are getting electrocuted, and so am I. But hey, at least now I can eat everything, and getting DNA points is not hard. You just pick the easiest thing in the game, and it works, you know? But a game like this, it starts simple. You have SL, some food, danger. If there's the big guys that are after you, they will, like, kind of terrify you, but you'll know they're coming because you hear the music and the sound effects, and you're just like, oh, I gotta run. Not this guy, though. This guy's a pushover. Taste my jaw. My jaw. Oh, I'm gonna get screwed over by this guy's spawn. Now everyone's dying. I'm dying here, aren't I? Yeah. Fun, much fun, easy mode, right? But I think that's kind of what people like, is like easy mode. Like when you have kids, you're just like, man, these things take forever to deal with, you know? Not speaking from experience or anything, I'm 21. But when I see resale, parents just don't want to deal with their kids, and I'm like, well, A, I can't blame you, but B, you kinda gotta, you know? I'm like, if your kid's making a mess, throwing candy on the ground, stuff like that, maybe you ought to like, do something about it, I don't know, is it like that hard? But the easy way out's the way it's always been. It's just like, well, it'll fix itself, you know? It's like put an iPad in front of the kid and they'll learn all these horrible tendencies that we don't want them to learn. And then we'll be responsible for that later in life, but we won't claim it either. It's like parents getting pissed off that their child didn't grow up to be a mirror image of them, even though, like, they had time to make that happen. They just didn't really try enough, I guess. I don't know. Who am I to criticize? I haven't experienced that yet, and hopefully won't for a good while. I don't think I'm remotely ready. Oh, I can't mate with this guy. Is that some SSB up in here? There's guidelines for it, kind of. It's like a mental, like, morality thing. I think there's like a genetic, like an evolved, inherently like, oh, hey, it's understood how to, like, raise kids or whatever. But then after that, it's kind of just like, well, this is what my parents did, this is what I'm doing, and I know better than my parents sometimes, and I don't know if that's how most parents work nowadays, but when I was growing up, I was like, my mom took away my DS this one time, I'm never doing that to my kid. And I'm just like, I hope my kid's not using a DS, because then he's stuck in the past. But also, like, you know, video games, being on a phone, all that stuff, it's just like, hey, you know, sometimes no bueno, you know? We could be doing better with our time and what we want to shove down our kids' throats, I guess. Phrasing. Yeah, most kids are kind of just like thrown into the world, like they'll figure out on their own, and some of them definitely do. I definitely would say I'm not one of those because I'm here with like me, myself, and I. It's me, and I'm happy doing me things, and I like being by myself in a lot of cases, and people kind of suck, you know, you kind of get a feel for that, especially when you're in a relationship or two, every now and then. I'm actually trying to think how many relationships I've been in. I'm like 3, 4... I don't know. Most of the time it's people are interested in me, and I'm just like, that's cool. And eventually reciprocating that or whatever. Should that be the reason you get into one? No, not really, but I don't know, to each their own. Not something I have tons of experience with, so maybe not something I should give commentary on. It's kind of like most of these things too, where I'm just like, I'm probably not qualified the slightest to talk about any of these things, but I still try. And here's that one brain cell that forms in your head. You know when you're like 3 and you're just like, wait, conscious now? You just start remembering things? Imagine that's what that feels like. It's part of the game. You've gained sentience. Congratulations! Can we evolve, please? That was the really, really, really small button in the corner. I think we're mostly herbivore here. Speed freak in under 8 minutes. Nice! Achievement. Cool. Speedrunning's fun. Yeah, the world's brutal, it's confusing, it's fast, and it's kind of supposed to be like that. Sorry, calf. It's built like way in the front. I don't know, I'm fine with this. I know HP and stuff is stuff you're gonna do. Bite. Dang. Charge. Spit. Oh yeah, you need these to jump. Forgot about that. Are we good from here? That's all of our DNA points spent. Cool. When this guy... Rise, my child. The creature stage. Wow. Yeah, I don't think it's right to expect someone to be able to figure out everything on the first go, and that's why it's so important that you share experiences with other people, you know? I'm thinking back to this one time I was in the car with my mom. I don't know if you're driving to college or where to. It's probably college now that I think about it. But it was like a really far away place. Might have been a summer camp I went to. But we were talking about like college stuff, and she was like, "Hey, don't go off doing anything stupid now, you hear?" And I was like, "Oh, why? Did you do anything crazy?" And she was like, "I'm not gonna share that with you." And I'm like, I'm thinking, really? Like, I understand that you don't want me to make the same mistakes you did, but I feel like that's why you ought to say, like, hey, here's what I did, I was a screw-up in college, and go from there. You know, because there's a very good chance that we both made the same mistakes, and neither of us are honest with each other now, because the expectation is not to share it, I guess. Do I want to kill these guys, or do I want to... I remember combat's a thing as well. This game feels like I'm back in like 2010 or something playing games on like my computer lab or whatever. Because they like made you play video games and they're like, video games are the way of the future. You're gonna play these eventually. I have no idea what my objective is though either, because the UI is so small. Do you want to... Do I sing to you? Oh, you have to... Oh, I remember now. They don't... They're afraid. Spooky. Sing. You will hear my song. It's kind of like this too, where it's like morality. It's like, oh hey, you teach your kid. If your kid punches someone at school, maybe tell them not to do that. You know? That's actually really funny how to say that. I remember in elementary school. I don't remember what the reason was. I just had a black eye this one time because this one kid punched me, and I honestly can't remember the reason for it. But that was what happened. Jump, spacebar, mating call. Sneak. You can sneak. Ooh, sneak attacking. Kind of baller. I see the quest thing in the upper right now. That'll take me a year to see that. Wait, do I have to click on the food to get it? I do. Oh yeah, that takes a minute to eat. I forgot about that as well. Find a part to evolve. Impress one short stackle to ally. Did I not impress all of them? Am I crazy? Am I a Looney Tune? Oh, now I see it, the UI at the top, because I was like, where'd the bar go? But yeah, now it's at the very top, and it's as small as it could possibly be. But yeah, I remember, it would, like, at school we were, like, dancing or something, like, a bunch of elementary school kids, like, kindergarten or something, and I just, like, punched him, like, the eye or something. I don't know if this kid, like, actually had spasms, but I was like, bro, why you do this? And yeah, so, that's a funny memory. I also remember getting spat on in elementary school. Trying so hard right now to keep this as neutral as possible, but, they did not look like me, I'll say that much. So, anyways, it's important you protect kids, it's important you protect them from pain and stuff like that, but it's also important that you raise them right, and you're like, hey, you know, life's not perfect, but also, like, we make mistakes too, and maybe we can learn from that. Yay. Now they're not so angry, I don't think. I love spamming one on my keyboard. Like, to me, I think this is probably the faster way to beat the game here, but I don't know either. Nice. And you become slightly more powerful. Cool. If you raise a kid in a vacuum, though, they'll collapse as soon as pressure hits, too, you know? I mean, that's your scientific metaphor, I guess. But, like, there's gotta be this understanding of good and bad. So you can't just hide them from the bad and expect they'll turn out good, either. And kind of the reason I'm saying all of this is, again, that friend I had a conversation with not too long ago, he wasn't doing too great and had some stuff going on in the relationship. And he's like, I can't talk to my parents about this. And I'm like, you know what? I don't really blame you. Because it's like, I think my parents are smart-ish. The ish being for a few reasons. But also, like, I wouldn't talk to them for this stuff because I don't think I'm going to get a serious response, you know? The best way I could explain that, I need to be smarter. Maybe I need to mate again so I can do the higher level thing. Anyways, locate your mate. Back this way we go. I think R is auto-run, yeah. So now we just sit here, lean back, and rant. So, yeah, it sucks that that's the way it is, but I guess that is tonight's sad reality, I suppose. It's just wishing people told you better, or I guess one thing to tell someone something, it's another to be like, hey, genuinely, honestly, this is a mistake I made, and here's why. Also, I'm curious, will this, like, kill me if I eat this, because it's, like, poisonous or something? No. The game does not care. Cool. So I'm going the right way. Cool. Anyways, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. Just take life one step at a time, you know, don't think things too hard, but also, like, hey, it's not perfect, you know? And, if you're up with one kid, we'll just have another and you'll figure it out that time or something. I don't think any adults watch these videos, but yeah, so have a good rest of your night. Recording number 2 coming up soon, because I'm doing all 6 of these before I go on vacation. Adios.